Hi, I'm Ken Whitfield with the Second Life Coast Guard, and today I want to talk about our brand new, fully scripted ribbon holder. And this fully scripted ribbon holder was made for us by our great supporter, Talina Westcott. Many of you know Talina. She was a full active duty member some time ago, but now she's a supporter of the Second Life Coast Guard and does a lot of scripting for us. And she made us a brand new ribbon holder, which has some great features that I want to show you about today. So, why do we need a new ribbon holder? Well, let's jump up here and I'll show you why. This is the way most of us wear our ribbons. They're haphazardly thrown into the ribbon holder. They're not in the proper military order. And I've seen a lot of people with ribbons that are upside down, backwards, you name it. We need a way to fix this. When we first get our ribbon holder, it looks like this, and it comes in two parts. You've got the cutterman, which is up here, and the ribbon holder, which is down here. Now, it's very important that you know which is which. We commonly call this whole thing a cutterman, and that's not particularly correct. The badge is called a cutterman. This badge is a cutterman. It says, I work on a Coast Guard cutter. Down here is where the ribbons go, and that is the ribbon holder. That's what we're going to replace. But hold on, you've already got this attached here. How do we do that? How do we make that work? So when you get your new ribbon holder, it's going to look like this. There's not going to be any place up there to put your cutterman. So I'm going to give you both the enlisted, that's PO3 through MCPO, and the officer, ensign through admiral, cuttermans to go right here, right above it. Now, if you wear wings, you already know that you can put your wings there too. Okay, so we're not going to forget about our flyboys with this. Okay, the first thing we want to do is we want to attach our ribbon holder to our body. So we go and we find our ribbon holder in our inventory. We go down and we want to attach to. Now, I always attach things like this to the spine. Where is it? Probably under S. There it is, spine. So let's attach it there because it won't move if you attach it there. All right, do we see it? No, we don't, which means, guess what? It doesn't appear right there on your chest. So let me go looking for it, and I'll let you know where I found it. Oops, I found it. It's stuck on my butt. Well, we're just going to have to manipulate this. Let me get it in edit mode. And we're just going to have to move this around and rotate it until we get it in place. Now that we've got it in place, it looks kind of small, doesn't it? It's really about the same size as the as my name tag, which is a little small. So let's go ahead and let's bring this out and let's hit the stretch key and let's stretch this out a little bit. Make it big enough so that it looks attractive on your uniform. It shouldn't be too big or it shouldn't be too small. You'll have to use your judgment on that. And if you need help with any of this, you can always see your CO. Remember, your CO is always the first one to go to if you have questions about your uniform. But now we've got that on, so let's start looking about how we add ribbons. To do this is simple. Just open up your inventory to where you keep your ribbons and, oh, wait a minute. You don't keep your ribbons all together in your inventory? You mean your inventory is just full of stuff, haphazard? Oh, okay, let me show you how to find your ribbons, but get out a piece of paper and a pencil. You're going to need it. There's an easy way to find out where all those lost ribbons are. Put on your old ribbon holder, your first one, the one we're going to replace, okay? Now, click that and put it in edit mode. And then I want you to go to select face and click on the select face button. Then I want you to click on each one of your ribbons individually, right? And you'll see it brought up here in the texture box. Now click on the texture box and it will bring you right there. You can see it right down here at the bottom. It'll bring you to that ribbon. Now write down each one of the names of each one of those ribbons and spell it right, get all the punctuation and everything in there. And then you can do a search for all of your ribbons and put them all in one place. It'll make this a lot easier. So here we are, we've got all our ribbons together and now it's time to populate our ribbon holder. So let's put it back in edit mode. And as you can see, you want to go to the Contents tab. And that already shows you that you've got the basic training ribbon in there, which is the first ribbon you get. Now, let me show you how this works. As I said, it puts the ribbons in the proper military order. So let me just throw in my basic sailing ribbon. Okay, so I now have two ribbons in there, sort of. There we go. Now it's in there, and we'll wait for this to populate. It'll take just a second, and you can see my sailing ribbon is now up there with my basic training ribbon. But what about my dive ribbon? Let's see what order it goes in now. We'll add the dive ribbon and give it just a second here to populate. And as you can see, the dive ribbon now takes the center position and the sailing ribbon gets kicked back. What about my flight safety course? Well, let's put that in there and let's see what happens. Okay, give it a second to populate. And if you'll notice now, not only are these ribbons in the proper order, but they are in the proper placement as well on the ribbon holder. So knowing that's all going to go, let's just go ahead, hold down my shift key. We'll take all of these ribbons at once and put them in the ribbon holder, and boom, they're all in there now. So we can give it a second and it will populate everything. And as you can see, my new ribbon holder is on and it's got all of my ribbons populated in the exact order they should be of importance and in the proper military order. And of course, our last step is to add our cutterman back onto our uniform. And remember now, if you haven't added this cutterman before, if this is a new step for you, remember, add it to your spine first and then bring it back and place it correctly. You can put your wings here, of course. If you've got wings, you're probably all ready to go with that. And if you should have any difficulty with this whatsoever, once again, the person to go see is your commanding officer. But let's go ahead and check to make sure that we've got everything perfect on our uniform. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my ribbon holder in edit mode. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see that on the horizontal line, the red line goes right straight through the middle of my name tag. Okay, so we're good on the horizontal plane. On the vertical plane, if I go straight up, my cutterman is dead vertical on top of my ribbon holder, and below I have it centered on my dive badge or your sail badge, if that's what you've got there. Now you know that you've got an absolutely perfect setup. So one more thing we do have to do. Let's go ahead and go into appearance. All right. And let's save our uniform because we just went and did all this work and we want to go down. First off, you want to be on the what? You want to be on the wearing tag. Okay. When you go into appearance and you want to come down here to where it says save as, but instead of save as, let's just save that as save. Okay. Perfect. I've got it ready to go. And now I don't have any problems with my uniform. I hope this quick video gave you a good idea how to fully use and populate your new fully scripted ribbon holder. And once again, I'd like to thank Talina Westcott for this great gift that she's given our group. I hope you've had a great time watching this. Once again, if you've got any questions about your uniforms, the first person you see is your commanding officer. And for the Second Life Coast Guard, I'm Ken Whitfield.